You're listening to Secrets of Tomorrow's Leaders, brought to you by RK Studios and JCI Santa Clarita. I'm Corin Young, I'm the host here, and I'm joined here by the co-chairs of the 2022 Santa's Helpers. I'm going to introduce them each, starting with my far left. I guess that's screen right. This is Katie Collins. She is the assistant to the assistant of the executive director for Actors Equity.
Yes.
Welcome, Katie.
Hi.
What a job. Is that fun? It sounds like it's very involved, but not.
Well, it's quite rewarding. Sorry about that. I help out a lot of union workers and mostly just pushing out their contracts and making sure that they're able to work and being able to get paid and making sure that they have their pension rights and their health and their 401ks. So helping them out and making sure that they're good.
Yeah, so at least you understand all about that. Is that a new job for you?
It is a new job. However, I have dealt with contracts in the past because I have an entertainment industry background. So I used to be a dancer as well as working in the video game world. And yeah, I am used to seeing contracts, especially being at 1099. But now being able to help out union employees and union workers, it's such a different battlefield. And it's great to see that workers deserve what they actually deserve.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a world that I don't even understand. And to her right, we've got Nicole Foth, who is a barista at Starbucks, and I found out been there for 8 years.
8
That's
years,
longer
yeah.
than any job I've ever had. You must really love it.
Some days.
Yeah. Well, you get to meet a lot of people.
I do. I really enjoy my customers.
Yeah, and I'm sure they enjoy you.
I would hope so. They see me every day.
You're the friendly face. And Starbucks is one of our big partners, or at least has been for the last few years with Santa's Helpers. So.
Yeah, so we put boxes at each of the stores to collect gifts.
I feel like you guys each bring something unique to the table, like from your professional background, that you kind of are linking in with what you're doing with Santa's Helpers. So I'm going to ask you guys each about that. But yeah, that's also very exciting. And then also Amy Fishwick here, who's the sales manager at Hello Subaru, who is, you're one of the coaches this year, but you also worked with us last year on Santa's Helpers.
Yeah, so I was on the board, but I wasn't a chair last year. And then I brought in Hello Auto Group.
Well, hello to hello. And yeah, I mean, they were a huge partner, and and more so this year from what I hear.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting year.
So I found out something interesting not that long ago. I've been a JCI member for probably close to 5 years now, and all of you guys are pretty new members, right? Like,
Yeah.
Which one of you joined first?
Me.
It was you,
Yeah.
and it was like a year ago, maybe.
I think it was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Year and a half, okay.
I want to say, yeah.
The rest of you guys,
I joined a year ago.
I joined January 1st of this year.
Yeah, so not even. So you average about a year. But you guys have known each other since you were literal children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys are like the Three Musketeers over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Nicole and I knew each other since 6th grade. I've known Amy since 7th grade. And then these two have known each other since
7th grade.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But the three of you always hung out together, or was it always two, and two?
I feel like it was a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the beginning of our friendships, it was like Nicole and Katie, and then me and Nicole, and then me and Katie. So it was just like two, and two. And then I don't really know. I think
High school?
I think high school, kind of, we started to hang out together, the three of us. And then really just more recently, within the last couple of years, just when Katie came back into moving into Santa Clarita, we've just hung out, like the three of us, a ton. I don't think we really hang out
Which high
without
school?
one another.
Well, we went to Canyon.
Yeah.
Oh?
This outcast over here.
I went to Golden Valley. It was
Oh.
fun. It was cool, I guess.
No, that is cool. But you're all Canyon Country peeps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
like me.
Oh.
I went to Valencia, but I live here now.
My brother went to Valencia. It's actually funny. None of me and my siblings went to the same high school.
How many siblings?
I have two. My sister went to Canyon. My brother went to Valencia, and I went to Golden Valley.
Were you students at the same time?
No.
No.
No, you were not.
Well, my brother and my sister were. My brother and my sister were. Yeah, and Anthony ended up both at Valencia for reasons.
What year did he graduate? You don't know. Okay.
Couldn't tell you.
Cool.
He's 30 now. Does that help you?
Yeah.
2008.
Sure.
Ooh, nice job.
Yeah.
So I have these pod decks as conversation starters, and I can either ask you guys all the same question or give you each a different question. I think I'm going to give you each a different question.
Okay.
And so, let's see, how are we going to do this? We're going to start right in the middle.
Oh, no.
So, Nicole, pick one of these cards.
Pick good.
What does it really say? I should
Talk about your guilty pleasures.
You're guilty. Okay, that's a fair one.
Ooh.
Just really reading.
Reading? That doesn't sound very guilty.
I know it doesn't, but
It's very innocent.
But what's the topic?
Oh, well, okay.
That's the real question.
Like 50 Shades.
no. I read a lot of murder mystery and
Okay.
stuff like that. Just suspense.
Yeah.
It scares me, but I love it.
That's some like literal guilty pleasure.
She's really good at summarizing them too. I read through her.
Yeah, that's
love
great. So you could do your own like true crime podcast just from the stuff you've read.
I probably could.
That'd be fun.
Huh. Okay. Well, we'll have to keep in touch about that.
You guys are going.
Now I can't reach Katie, so I'm going to ask you to pick a card for Katie.
Go ahead.
Gosh, that means I pick my card too.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
All right, there you go, Katie. I'm not gonna look at it.
Share your bucket list. Okay.
Ooh.
I will share my top 3. Number 1, I've actually already accomplished, and that is to become a mother. I am a mom to a sweet little 1-year-old boy right now. And
What's your
maybe
kid's name?
Eden Abel.
Eden.
Yes. Maybe more in the future. Who knows?
Okay. I saw a picture. You posted a picture of your kid and your dog,
Yes.
and you had their names. And I was like, who would name their kid that? And I'm like, oh, that's the dog. What was the
Was
dog's
it
name?
Rubik's?
Yeah, it was Rubik's.
Rubik's,
Yeah.
which I think is an awesome name.
My husband picked that name.
I
Better than Modelo.
I like doing the Rubik's Cube, so for me, I think that Rubik's is a cool name.
Well, that's how it came about. Side tangent. So basically, we got Rubik's back in Thanksgiving of 2018. I flew from Iowa and I just came with him, and he's like, "Okay, what are we gonna name him?" He has 2 different colored eyes. One of them is
how cool.
blue, and then it turns into like a streak of white into brown, and then the other one is just full brown. And so my husband was fidgeting with a Rubik's Cube, and he goes, "Rubik's? Multicolored Rubik's?" And I was like, okay, sure. So now we have a corgi named Rubik's.
So cute.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was confusing seeing that picture. I'm like, Rubik's. I mean, not a great name for a kid. But okay, Eden.
Yes. So then number 2, man, I feel like I've accomplished a majority of my bucket list as a young adult.
Well, that's
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
we
that's a
better-
good thing.
We better come up with some more goals though, because I'd hate for you to feel like a little too complete.
I definitely have. Okay, but so number 2 was to see my favorite boy band in the world ever, and it was BTS, and I got to see them
I
twice.
knew it was going to be BTS.
I got to see them twice, and it was great. I am an ARMY. Anybody out here who listens, ARMY, Borehe. Anyways,
I like them.
Yeah.
I know both of their songs.
Both? Just 2?
just 2.
Okay,
I
so
have like many albums.
not many
I only
albums.
know 2
Yeah.
as well, so if that makes you
Like
feel better.
right?
Yep.
Okay, and
Good
then,
job.
and then what was the other one?
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
That's right.
I'm sure you're thinking
Good.
about
See?
Dynamite.
You're a super
yeah,
fan
yeah.
too. Good
yeah,
job.
Yeah. Love that. And
Okay.
then number 3, and this one is like a 2-part one. So I went to Japan. I got to visit Japan, and I went to Japan to visit my husband. At the time, it was my boyfriend. He was stationed out there as a Marine, and we took a picture underneath Tokyo Tower. So this is the number 3 on my bucket list here. I want to be able to take a picture with my son and my husband underneath Tokyo Tower. So like whenever we can go
Oh.
there again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that way we could just put a side by side and hang it up in the house.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, still something to look forward to, and that's something that you can do every time you go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and if you have more kids or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Yes.
pressuring you, I'm just saying.
I'm closed.
For now.
Yeah.
I dig that.
We
Okay,
love her, Eden.
and then Amy, you've got a question. Okay, you got a little softball question.
Softball. Am I supposed to read the question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It says describe your perfect
Only
day.
because they read their questions.
Oh, I guess it makes sense. Okay. Describe your perfect day. This is going to surprise a lot of people because I hate being cold. Like,
Oh, yeah.
body shuts down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Body doesn't like it. But I like being cold if I'm in my house. And I love fall and winter. Like, I don't know why. I don't like being outside during fall and winter, but I like fall and winter because you can get all cozied up inside. So I feel like my perfect day would like be making a hot chocolate or a cup of coffee or something like that, and just getting all nice and cozy and watching like Christmas movies.
Yay.
Christmas is my favorite holiday, which is funny.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think that's why I love Santa's Helpers so much, and I'm so excited to be able to actually chair the event this year. But Christmas is my favorite holiday, Christmas and New Year's.
Woo.
So, yeah, my perfect day would be like just cozying up and watching some Christmas movies and being all warm and fuzzy.
Wow, you teed me right up for our segue into Santa's Helpers.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Santa's Helpers, for those that don't know, is an event that JCI Santa Clarita has been doing for many years. And what we do is we provide gifts to children in our community who otherwise wouldn't be able to have a Christmas.
Yes.
And this event, just in the few years that I've been a part of our chapter, has kind of changed over time. Like we used to do it at the Valencia Ice Station, and we've done it at the Valencia Town Center. And I understand that it's going to be a little bit different this year.
Yes.
And so, who would be best to talk about like what's going on this year?
I'd say our chair.
Probably.
Our lovely chair.
I'll recap it. So, in the previous years, at least more recently, it was at the Valencia Town Center. This year, we're actually going to take over it and host it at Subaru. And it's going to give us a whole different experience because at the town center, you couldn't have a Santa at our event. Santa was
Right.
downstairs,
They had
and
their own
sometimes
Santa.
it was a little hard to reserve him for us. So we're hoping that we can ask Santa to come to Subaru this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so that will be very exciting. Still going to be the same day, December 18th. Funny enough, it's going to be on a Sunday this year, however, because that's when Subaru's closed.
Oh.
But yeah, so this year's very exciting. We're trying to up our goals this year. So last year we helped 600 kids. This year we're going to try and help 800 kids. And we're just trying to make it bigger and better.
Yeah, which is massive, by the way, because just a couple years ago, 200 and 300 kids in our community.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. Where is Subaru?
Subaru is on Creekside, right where the old Signal building used to be. So
Oh. Yeah, they just like demolished
it.
that a couple months ago. So it's like the brand new, huge, awesome building.
brand new building.
Yeah. Okay. I drove by that before they demolished it, and it looked so weird because it was all covered in graffiti and stuff. For a very short
so
time.
they did a lot of filming.
Yeah.
They actually delayed our building a few months because of
Because of that?
filming, which was totally okay. It happens. But yeah, so they did, and they did filming after, like when we were in the middle of demo too.
Was it Reno 911 or something that they were filming there?
There was, and then there was a music video.
'Cause-
Don't ask me who it was for because I don't really remember. But there
It
was a
was cool
music
looking.
video as well.
They basically put up a sign, like a nice monument sign in the front of it that said like Reno Police Department.
Yeah.
And it had like all kinds of graffiti on the outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it seems
That's hilarious.
It, looked
It was really
cool.
exciting. I mean, it was a really cool process to watch too. We put live cameras up. So during demo and the building of the building, we had like customers, like Subaru's loyal customers, and just random people around town just like would hop on the camera and watch it. And it was a really cool
Whoa.
process to watch, like it come down and then go back up.
Awesome. So December 18th. Now, Nicole, you're in charge of logistics.
Yeah.
So how is the whole event going to work?
So ideally, how we want it to go is we'll have a couple crafts for the kids to do. We'll have something special for the older kids, possibly. And then we're going to have some food trucks there so that people can come. Well, not people, but
Those families.
the families can enjoy food, and then picture with Santa. And
I like that. So it's not just come pick up your gift and get out of here.
no.
Yeah,
Like
we're
what-
really trying to make it like a whole experience.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a day-long party. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
Exactly. We
Don't
wanna-
stay the whole day though.
Right, no.
Just gonna.
Yeah, we're trying to make it like I said, bigger and better. Hopefully that way every year we kind of can help more families. Honestly, the biggest goal here is to just help as many families as we can, and give the holiday experience to all the families that don't really have the benefit of doing that otherwise.
Yeah. So what happens? So each of these kids gets a bunch of gifts. How many gifts are we expecting? I guess Katie, what are we expecting to receive and distribute?
Well, I have the math for that. So basically, 600 to 800 kids is quite a jump. And if we're trying to do exactly what we did last year, which is 2 small gifts and then 1 medium to big sized gift. Then we're focused on 2,400 to about 2,500 gifts. So we need help. and that's where sponsorships come in, and being able to provide those donations to our drop boxes. All of that is super duper helpful in making sure that these underprivileged families, low income families, I should call them, is being satisfied during the holidays. Yeah.
And not only sponsors, but we need volunteers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not just
That's
day of,
huge.
but leading up to it. We have a lot of things we need to do. So we need a lot of people. It's going to be all hands on deck.
What exactly do you need the volunteers for? Like what are the different tasks throughout
So
the
in the week leading up to it, we sort the gifts for the kids and then we wrap them all. So we need volunteers for that.
Right. So of all the donations, of which there are thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of
Yes.
gifts, like so many that, like, I know that in the past, we sorted them out by, like, these are boys' toys, these are girls' toys, and then, like, this is for an 8-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever. And the families would provide something like, we have a 12-year-old girl and we have an 8-year-old boy, and these are the things that they're into. And I never really liked the idea of breaking them up by gender. Like, I'd always be like, wait, why should the boy get the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Right,
This girl's
yeah.
going to be getting some
Yeah.
sciencey stuff too.
Yeah.
And so they get something. What I thought was really fun was that of all the volunteers that we've had in the past, some people even bring their kids to help sort stuff and wrap stuff.
Yes.
And to be able to ask the kids, like, hey, would a 9-year-old girl like this? Like, no. This is like for a 5-year-old. Okay, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, it definitely does help to have the kids. And then it's really cool to see the kids that do come and the experience they get out of it, because it's a whole different experience than what the adults get. And it's really cool. Last year, Hello Auto Group sponsored it, and the owners brought his kids. And the kids loved the event. Like, he is so excited for it this year.
Aw.
And the owner took him to Target, I think, and they just filled up the carts. And he was like, I just let my kid do it because he knew what they wanted. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
But I think it's really cool to see the kids get involved as well and kind of be able to take part in it.
Now, what are we doing for, like, obviously you can give like a random toy to a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old, but then there's older kids who might not want like a stuffed animal or a book. What do we do about, like, the older kids?
So that's why we have the donation areas, is to get different donations, different toys. And then, of course, if we don't have enough of something, we can definitely go and get it with the funds that we do have. Of course, the more donations, the better, but we definitely do have our ways of getting more gifts. And then we also do, the kids are going to be able to fill out like a wish list. So they're going to be able to put their top 3 or so gifts that they're hoping to get. And then we'll go and get them,
Yeah.
whether it be from the piles or if we have to go and buy some more.
It's very heavily reliant on sponsorship in
Yes.
that way, for the older kids' gifts in particular, and that just has to do with the pricing of everything, of course.
Yeah.
So
kids
I
want
mean,
old, like,
they want
older
iPads
kids.
type
Yeah,
of thing, you
right.
know?
Yeah.
And they don't get iPads and AirPods and
Correct,
stuff.
correct. But however, we do try to aim towards, like, hey, we can get you wireless, headphones,
Yeah.
or
Or
we could get you
speakers.
speakers. Yeah. So it's those smaller, less expensive, inexpensive, I guess you could call it,
Yeah.
but still very trendy, very to date with teenagers' wants and needs.
I've also seen a lot of gift cards, like, here's $25 to
Oh, yes.
Starbucks or to
Yeah.
GameStop. Is
Yeah.
GameStop still
Yeah.
around? I think it is, right?
It is.
I think. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. GameStop.
Jersey
Katie?
Mike's.
Jersey
Very good.
Mike's.
Jersey
Yeah.
Mike's is a good one.
Yeah, very popular too. We noticed it at our event the other day. All the kids wanted the Jersey Mike's.
Yes, the gift cards.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, so 2 of you have volunteered with Santa's Helpers last year. Katie
Yeah.
wasn't with us just yet, right? You hadn't moved.
I have not. Yep.
But yeah, Amy and Nicole, you guys were a part of Santa's Helpers last year. What was your, like, favorite memory of the event?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Seeing the excitement on the kids' face, just getting to see how excited they were to experience everything, and just how happy they were just to be able to get something out of it.
Yeah. So afterwards, it's like that rewarding experience of, like,
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
what it all was for. Right?
Yeah,
What
I
about yours?
definitely agree with Nicole. It's always so nice to see the kids excited. But the parents, just seeing the smile on the parents' faces that they were able to come up with some sort of way to give their kid that experience is amazing. And just having them walk up to you and just say thank you, it makes it all worth it. Like the stress, the sleepless nights to try and plan it, it's all worth it. It really is. And to see everyone come together and plan such a huge event, like I think I had the benefit of not only my JCI family, but my fellow employees, because we volunteered at the event. Hello Auto Group was volunteered as well. Just seeing all of us come together as one was just such a cool experience to see the volunteers that just came from the community, because sometimes it's just they saw the post on Facebook or Instagram or they watch the podcast and they come and they help, and it's so cool to watch everybody just come together and be able to provide that experience for the families.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it does take a lot of volunteers. How do people get involved if they wanted to volunteer?
So we will be having a volunteer site set up here shortly, and if it's not up yet, they can definitely join our Facebook group, message one of us on Facebook.
Santa's Helpers, SCV.com.
Thank you.
That is the website.
Thanks. That one.
You know what's funny? In the last podcast that we recorded to promote Get Real, JR, who is like my age, was like, so check it out, www.getrealscv. And Carrie was making fun of him. She was like, nobody says www anymore. And I wanted to see if you would, and you did not.
I did not. I mean, I could go the HTTPS.
But I guess it's just assumed now.
Yeah. It's just immediately, Santa's Helpers, SCV.com.
I don't even think you have to put the www dot anymore.
Different servers are set up different ways.
Okay. What do I know
usually
about
they'll
technology?
redirect. But yeah, I think we pretty much know that it's a website.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put the .com on there. So Santa's Helpers, SCV.com, to find out more information about sponsoring or about volunteering. And there's all kinds of different jobs. And like in what different capacities can people volunteer?
Anything, really.
Yeah, honestly.
So if they wanted to just show up for the sorting party, or just show up for wrapping, bring the kids, do it by themselves. If they can show up for 1 hour or 4 hours, doesn't matter.
Yeah. We have time slots and
last year was the coolest thing. I had some volunteers that came and they had like younger kids, and one of our decorations was like a gingerbread house, but it was one of those like colored ones, like you colored it at home from Target. And we just put the 4-year-olds on the floor and we're like, here, color it. And it was so cute. It came out so adorable.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We made everybody a
I didn't
job.
know that.
It really is very cool to see the kids come and volunteer, because I feel like they really they get some satisfaction out of it too. Like it's not just fun, but like if it's really like emotionally rewarding for them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's so cool. Now I've also heard, like, whenever we promote this, there's people that reach out to us online and are like, hey, how do I get in on the gifts? Like I want some gifts for my family. And I don't know that we have a way to do that. How are the families selected for that part?
So we have 4 organizations that we come to, and please help me with the 4 names. I totally forgot.
Hold on. Single Mothers Outreach,
Bridge
Family
to
Promise,
Home.
Bridge to Home, and Make
Real
a Way.
Way.
Real Way. Make
Real
a Way.
Way.
Real
No
Way.
way. Okay.
Yes.
He was so
Cool.
mad at you.
He's
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
so mad.
I'm sorry.
I know that we've done other organizations and stuff in the past, and last year was the first time that I remember that we actually like reached out to the school districts too. And
Yes.
that was a huge
so,
thing. Right?
And we're going to do that as well this year. It's kind of iffy what schools respond, but we typically try to go with the Title I schools that really do have the families that will really benefit from this. But we might be able to branch out to even more schools this year. Let's see.
It's tough because Santa Clarita is known for being like one of the more affluent parts of LA County, and there's plenty of communities here that that are hurting, especially now.
Yeah.
And so it's, I think ideal that we partner with some of these organizations. Like we actually literally have homeless families
Right.
in town,
Yes.
and you don't think about that because you think about like the one person that you see with a sign on the side of the road, but there's families that are like living with a friend or in their car or at the church or something like that.
Yeah.
And to be able to make a Christmas for them is
It's really
so
rewarding.
special.
Yeah.
So where can event go from here? Like for next year, like how do you, if you're going to keep topping it and now you're doing like this massive blowout year, or are you guys not going to be chairs next year and you're someone else worry about that?
No ghost. I'm just kidding. No, I think it's once again going to be so reliant on the sponsorship. So I know that Hello Auto Group is not trying to go anywhere. So maybe whoever chairs it next year will be able to reach out to Hello and see if they're willing to contribute again, because they are providing such a helpful hand this year.
Yeah.
So.
But I think even more so, it's just one of those things that it really is reliant on the sponsors. And if we want the event to flourish to even bigger and better, we'll just need sponsors. And they're not shy with what they provide.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a lot of really good companies and sponsorships and relationships with people that do their very best to make these events possible.
Now, something that I'm wondering about from a marketing standpoint, so this would be Katie's area of expertise. How are you looking to market this event?
So first off, we are just trying to focus on making sure that our list is to the appropriate kids. So obviously we're not technically trying to market to families. We're trying to market to just the sponsors themselves.
Right, and volunteers.
Yes, correct. So we have fancy social media, of course. This podcast, of course. And we're hoping to even put ourselves on the magazine, SCV magazine. Yeah. We're hoping to be able to reach out to some of the news around the local area, and then maybe even a YouTube video besides this one. So trying to promote in such a different way that is up to date, in a way that kids can just be like, hey, or young adults can be like, hey, I can come and volunteer in this, or hey, I could go ahead and sponsor this, and it just sounds like a great idea.
So a question for Nicole then, because of, we said 600 to 800 kids, each one's going to be getting 3 gifts, like that's like, 2,400
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
gifts. Where can people donate gifts? Like if they have stuff.
So we will have boxes set up around town. The list will be on the website. But you could walk into any Starbucks and there will be a box there, and you can put an unwrapped toy in there.
Yeah, unwrapped. I'm glad that
Unwrapped,
you said that.
yes.
Because
Unwrapped,
sometimes people will go out and like buy a toy and they'll wrap it up and they'll put it in there for the donation, and that's cool because I'm sure it was a good toy. But
but
we
then
don't know who to give that to.
We have to unwrap it
We
to
have
find
to
out what
open
it
it
is.
up.
Yeah.
So yeah, unwrapped toys.
So it's a new but unwrapped. Like
Yeah.
used toys won't really work for this particular thing.
Yeah.
So shrink wrapping's good. Just no
Yes.
gift wrapping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. What are you most looking forward to, each of you? So I'll start with you, Amy.
Oh, goodness. I would probably say just the growth, honestly. I am very excited to make this event a growing event every single year that we do it. And I think it has successfully been that. And to, again, just see that joy in all the families that get to partake.
All right, Nicole.
So Santa's Helpers was actually the first event that I took place in last year after I became a member. So it's an event that like I hold dear to my heart. So then when Amy's like, I'm going to chair it, and she looked at me and I was like, yeah, I'm going to help you. Because that's how it always goes. I'm just really excited to see what we can bring.
Yeah.
And to see the joy, because
That's what
it's
Christmas
just
is all about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite holiday
The
too. So
holiday.
Best holiday.
yeah.
Katie.
So, as we stated earlier, this is my first ever Santa's Helpers. These two are veterans to it. And how I actually got brought on to JCI and this was because of Amy. If you wanted to give your short little ad lib of your story, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. She's very good at technology and I am not. So when we were getting all the families to sign up last year, I finally called her and I was like, I need you. I need you next year. If I'm going to do this next year, I need you. And so she was like, okay, yeah, sure. Maybe I'll just join JCI. And I was like,
Yes.
yeah, you should.
Yes.
And
Wow, that wasn't even
here
in
we
your
are.
sales pitch.
Yeah,
You did-
it
No, it
wasn't even the
wasn't.
sales pitch. But yeah,
I knew it would get me there. You're welcome, Brittany.
Yes. Shout out to Brittany Bartlick. And basically, because of that, I actually believe that this is my one true goal is to make sure that these two they're good. And I want to be able to help them and see them be like, wow, we did this. And we really put our heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And I'm happy to be a part of it, but I'm happy to be the leg that like brought them up to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as we said earlier, you guys have been friends like over half your life.
Yeah.
Like you've known each other longer than you didn't know each other.
Yes. Yes.
Putting together an event like this is pretty stressful. So we'll see how we'll have to have you guys back on afterwards and see how taxing. What? Is there already drama when you hear about this?
No. That's what's funny.
We just actually, so I don't know if you've heard of Relay for Life, but we've actually already put on events like this. So we chair the team that my mother created for Relay for Life. And this year we brought Katie on. It was our test run. It went great, guys.
It went great.
We're still friends
Yeah,
for now. No, I'm just kidding. So it actually, that was kind of our foundation to seeing if it would really work. Not that any of us had doubts, but that event went so well. I think at one time we were all like, okay, so now it's ready for Santa's and it's going to go great.
Side note, it was like a first in-person trial run. Like I technically have helped in the background of all the art and design of Relay for Life. So I've contributed in that way, but I was never really part of the physical team because I always had another event at the same time.
Yeah.
So this was my first official test run and I'm glad that it worked out. And it went so well to a point where we were just like, okay, what do we do? Like, we're sort of just hanging out at this point, you know, like we're just like, dang, we did everything. Do we have to check on anything? No, that's in 20 minutes. Okay, yeah. Like, you know, so it was a well-oiled machine, surprisingly, and I'm sure there's going to be hiccups with this, but
there
it's
always
okay.
is.
You know, you just go with it.
But at least, like, it's not like all three of you are just, like, naively coming into it thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. But, like, you guys have actually worked on it.
Yeah.
Last year, and you know what's up. And so, yeah, I'm not worried. This program's in good hands.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it gets more exciting every year, and I'm really looking forward to the event this year.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you there this year.
Yeah, where was I last year?
IHOP.
I wasn't at IHOP, but I must have had something.
IHOP. We're gonna leave it to IHOP.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. So Amy, Nicole, Katie, thank you guys so much. Everyone else, thank you for joining. This is Secrets of Tomorrow's Leaders. My name is Corin Young here at RK Studios. If you like this podcast, please share it with a friend. Give it a 5-star review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast. Tune in next time. Thanks for listening.